Yes, sir. What's happening, man? Why my screen black, man? We gotta what's going on? Oh, okay, I get it. It ain't nothing up on the screen, man. Come on, man. Bless the Lord. Bless the Lord. Come on, let's get this thing, man. Let's get this thing started, man. Hey, how y'all been, man? Welcome back to another Ghetto Gospel Sundays, man. Hey, it's been a little minute. You know, I for sure you're saying we did miss last week. Are we still in the midst of it? You know what I'm saying? Hey, and right now, just to make sure, right now, I don't even think y'all get some of this good sound that's going on in the background. And I need you guys, and you know, y'all say, and I need you to be able to get that sound, man. Be able to get that good sound that's going on in the background, man. You know how I always say something going in the background. Come on. Nah, but hey, I really hope that you guys have had a wonderful, beautiful, blessed week, man. And whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, you know, I wanna be right here in agreement with you guys. That whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, that the Lord can definitely add some increase to the positive side, to the positive reinforcement, man. Do we get some ability to whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, that we feel like we might have been suffering through that. Hey, last week was a little bit hard up on me. God was talking crazy to me. Man, I really hope, you know what I'm saying, that y'all been enjoying the content, man. I have been putting a lot of work, you know what I'm saying, into a lot of this content that I've been pushing out there. And I got some good news, I got some bad news, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, nevertheless, I got some news that you can use. You get what I'm trying to say, though? But right now, man, let me fix some things right now, you know what I'm saying? Because right now, I don't feel like, I mean, I got the best color coordination going on that I wanna feel. I wanna feel, you know, I wanna feel a different color. Was it? Oh, okay. So what's going on? Let's go to single color. How about that? At least with me here. At least with me here. You know what I'm trying to say, though? Make it feel like this. You know what I'm saying? Or some of y'all like, oh no, we want it clear, we want to be on this shit. Hey man, check it out, I'm telling y'all one thing that really got me going right now is that Madden 27 has came out, man, and I don't know if y'all been back there, but that Madden 27, yeah, hey, it just loaded up. It just finished loading, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I had to switch PlayStations out. I have to switch PlayStations out. You know what I'm saying? Now I switch the PlayStation out. Now I got the one that I want to have right here in front of me. Now you go ahead and put it on that demonstration now. Yeah. Hey, ain't gonna hurt nobody, man. But that Madden 27, it is here. It's here, you know? I usually do this, you know what I'm saying, about one, and look, I don't know if y'all know, hey, I only play one game. I've been playing one game for 20 plus semi years. I've been playing just one game, man. That is Madden, man. And I think I started in Madden 93, Madden 94. For sure, 93, 94 was the first Madden that I played. You get what I'm trying to say, kind of putting my age out there right now, but at the same time, nevertheless, I have been loyal, I have been diligent, I have been focused, I have been locked in with no other game, you know what I'm saying, but man, every once in a while I might tie in a little bit of Street Fighter or a little bit of Mortal Kombat, but nevertheless, you know what I'm saying, once I graduated from playing Super Mario Brothers, I think I was playing Super Mario Brothers, stuff like that. Once I didn't really play Zelda. It was too much for me. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Super Mario 1, 2, 3. That was my last one. And I think Mario. I think I got locked on a Mario toe. That's why I said one of them. I said, "Pockets on balls, bowling ball, crack, smashing, speakers be thumping." But the total Mario Kart with my pockets on swole. Come on, man. Y'all, hey, listen, you already know, man. Hey, look at it. Y'all ain't have to. Let me go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, and introduce myself, man. Hey, I am the wonderful, beautiful, magnificent, glorious, celebrating our global infinity literature, aka 10 Jump. Better known as Reverend Dolce, man. Hey, I am your rugged Christian on a backstreet mission clone for any occasion, man. You know, and I always like to say, man, when it comes to that money, that fatty wop, I'm talking armored trucks, man, you know. The American flag, I'm on to these stars. You know what I'm trying to say? So, let me go ahead and get back to it, man. But bless the Lord, man. Bless the Lord. Man, we got everything. Man, we'll go ahead and get on some of that Madden 27. Oh my goodness. Let me see. Before we do this, what did I just do? Oh, okay, so I do see it now. I'm like, what's going on? Man, I genuinely, truly hope I'm saying if y'all been feeling good, man. That y'all been blessed. But before we get to some matter, man, hey, look here. Before we get into some matter, man, it is some things, you know what I'm saying, that I do, you know, genuinely feel, you know what I'm saying, that I want to kind of get up off my chest, man, and kind of run by you guys. You feel me? Like I said, I do got some news, you know what I'm saying, some good news, some news that you can use. You get what I'm trying to say, though. You know, and I'm excited to share this, you know what I'm saying, with you guys. You feel me? And it all has to go with what I'm talking about as far as behavior. You feel me? I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I've been like in a mental, you know what I'm saying, struggle, a mental battle, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you feel me? I'm very creative, you know what I'm saying? I love to use my mind, I love to think, you know what I'm saying? I love to, you know, challenge myself, you know what I mean? More than anything else, you know what I'm saying? I genuinely, truly love, you know what I'm saying? And have the audacity and have the mental capacity to challenge myself and not feel bad when some of the thinking, some of the process, some of the things that I'm going through does not necessarily come out to what might be in that moment. And understand this desired outcome. And what I'm recognizing is because they are premature, they are immature, preconceived thoughts of you going through a process. But as fulfillment and manifestation begin to take place, then you start understanding things a little bit more clear. So what I'm getting at, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look here. Or maybe, how about this? Maybe I can just show you. Maybe I can just show you a little bit better than I can tell you. You get what I'm trying to say? But I'm really, man, starting to really just focus up in and trying to like find a niche. You get what I'm trying to say? Hey, obviously, you feel me? You already know, man, I love Madden. You know what I'm saying? Now why the game? I'm about to say, why the game ain't going? But y'all know I love Madden, you know what I'm saying? So I wanna start saying, you know what I mean, a little bit more focused. You know what I'm saying, you know, up on that. Let me take the music up a little bit. Change this music up a little bit, man. Yes, indeed. Kind of going right into, you know what I'm saying, what I'm talking about is you know, really just, you know what I mean, trying to focus up on behavior, you know? And let me get comfortable, you know what I mean, as I begin to share this, you know what I'm saying? Because behavior is a very important part of our lives, you know? And even though I do always explain, you know what I'm saying, I talk about, you know what I mean, this is the Ghetto Gospel Sunday, you know what I mean? I want to hone in right now, you know what I'm saying, and let you know, look it. Stop calling everything a bad attitude. Behavior, it has a reason. It is science to this. Every action has a reaction. Let's talk about it, y'all. And if you don't know, you know what I'm saying, like I said again, man, let me go ahead and welcome you guys, you know what I'm saying, back to another Ghetto Gospel Sunday here on Mainline Radio, you know what I'm saying? And if you don't know what Mainline Radio is, I mean, let me go ahead and clue you in right now so you can start understanding it and start putting the picture together with your understanding to see exactly what it is that this dude is talking about. Because right now I don't want to be like, oh, look, yeah, he's just a little bitch. He's out there because I never really know exactly where it is coming from. What type of behavior does he really display? What type of behavior, you know, because I'm seeing, I don't, you know, one minute he talk about, you know, it's school this and mainline and university and stuff, and join me here and follow me here and things like that. And then one of my favorites, y'all. Yeah, them glow box, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, one of my favorites, man. Mainline Radio, you know what I'm saying? If you have not had an opportunity, had a chance, you know what I'm saying, to tune in to Mainline Radio, please do so, man. Mainlineradio.com. And listen, it is the anointing. And I can't wait, you know what I'm saying, to some of my brothers, to some of my sisters, begin to start putting their inserts, man, start downloading, start uploading some of that music onto Mainline Radio, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's authentic or it is inspired or created or let me make sure I use the right word. AI generated? Let me tell you the complex right now with me. I've written all my music. 90% of the stuff that you will hear on Mainline, 95% of the stuff that you will hear on Mainline right now, Mainline Radio, you know what I'm saying? Remember, we got Mainline Radio, and then we got Mainline Red. You know what I'm saying? But I have written all of it. I've written all of it, you know what I'm saying? But I can't wait, you know what I'm saying? I can't wait. You know what I mean? We might be able to be getting away with Mainline Red. I mean, you know, somebody might want to buy a radio station. I'm the person that you want to see if you want to buy a radio station. Be like, hey man, did hear that, you know what I'm saying, on one of your streams, you talk about that you had a whole radio app fully built, everything inside of it that you would sell to me. I mean, yeah, it's possible for you to come in, you know what I mean, and actually own that Mainline Red, not Mainline Blue. I'm talking about Mainline Red. You know what I'm saying? You see that right there on the screen right there? Mainline Red is what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? And look, if you need to, go ahead and make sure that you follow me up on school, Mainline University. You know what I'm saying? I can begin to start showing you guys on how some of this thing actually really works. You know what I'm saying? But look it. Nevertheless, you know what I'm saying, moving forward, man, let's get back to what we was getting to, you know what I mean? And put up a good BlessemLord out there, man. So y'all can see, you know what I mean, exactly what I'm trying to show you. But like I said, man, everything that has to do with what we're talking about is behavior, organism, you know what I'm saying? And I want us just always get to the place where it's like everything we doing, we calling everything. Hold on, y'all. I got way too far ahead of myself. Let's bring us back. I got too far ahead of myself. Let's bring us back. Y'all mind? Can I bring my Rebadoche screen back up real quick? Let me bring my Rebadoche screen back up real quick, you know what I'm saying? And then we can go ahead and begin to move forward, you know what I'm saying, with what it is that I want to talk to you guys about. You know, we about to turn up in here and then we're gonna get to some of this Madden. But right now, first things first, baby. Yeah, first things first, you know? And then we can go ahead and get to that. That's all. Let's do it this way. It was a lot it was a lot of move. I had a lot going on. And that's on me. And that's on me. All right, we just let it catch up. Oh yeah, matter of fact, in this too. Let me do this real quick. But I ain't gonna lie, this is something else that I love. That I love what I do. You know what I mean? Streaming, technical work and stuff like this. You feel me? I love it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said in the beginning, behavior, keeping my mind occupied, being able to do certain things, being able to create, being able to challenge myself in some of these areas. And I encourage a lot of you guys too. You know what I'm saying? Find something that you really love. You know what I'm saying? And it can be something just so simple to where some of these areas, you know what I'm saying, in order for you to be able to get better at it, you're gonna need to challenge yourself. You know, so as I was saying, man, I'm not your preacher. You feel me? And I'm not up here posing or acting as an acting preacher. You know what I mean? In this aspect, I call it Ghetto Gospel Sundays. You know what I'm saying? You know, to bring reverence for sure. You know, to certain things. I mean, especially when it comes to behavior, to spirituality, you know, godly principles and things like this, it does help us be able to identify and shape some of our behaviors, you know, to where, yes, we can start making more conscious and qualities decisions. So don't think that I'm up here trying to baptize nobody through Streamlab. That's not what's going on. You know, I'm just a man that's learning, that's growing. I'm dying daily, and I'm sharing the things that God has allowed me to learn along the way, you know? And one of the biggest lanes that God has allowed me to work in, it is behavior. You know, I spent years around behavior, studying behavior, working with children and families, and learning something that applies to all of us. You know, and we need to understand, you know, we definitely need to understand that behavior, it happens for a reason. Kids, adults, your spouse, your co-workers, your children, and yes, you. Some already said, hey, leave me out of this. Don't point to me, leave me. I don't want nothing to do with it, you know? Because sometimes we don't want to be held accountable for some of the things that we do. So we quick to say, you know what? We quick to divert, you know what I'm saying? Real quick. Because we don't want to be held accountable. But look it, no. If you click the stream, if you follow my content, if you see any type of thing, then yes, I'm talking about you. You are in the section now. You are now tapped in. You are now logged in. You are now a part of the Down to Earth Society. BlessemLord. Come on. But look it, for real. Stop calling everything a bad attitude. Because we need to understand that behavior, it has a reason. And look it. And if we're going to have some fun with this, we need to loosen up, y'all. We need to loosen up. You know what I mean? We're going to get to Madden in a minute. We're going to get to Madden. I'm going to get to passing them things on out. But like I said, I got some things that I want to talk to you guys about. We're going to pass it out for sure. But look it. Let me give you this situation right here, right? So you at a restaurant, right? Kids start screaming. Mom says, stop acting like that. Dad says, he just want attention. Grandma says that boy needs his butt whooped, and the person next to the table, you know, who ain't got no kids, somehow has a PhD in parenting. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about behavior. We're talking about some of these things is so complex. They're all over the place, you know what I'm saying? Because we're looking at them from our own individualized perspective and how we would treat it, but we're missing the camaraderie in this thing right here, y'all. But what happens is all of a sudden, everybody has diagnosed the situation and nobody has asked what happened before the behavior. You see what I'm trying to say? And we gotta be very close. We gotta pay close attention to this, because if we're automatically diagnosing something, behavior, and we don't really know the antecedents, we really don't know what took place, what causes, what is the causability in this, then yeah, we're having an issue and we need to work through this thing, right? So one thing that I'm sharing with you guys, that behavior, it has taught me, is before I automatically judge what somebody did, I have to look at what happened before it, then look at what happened after it. And in that, we call it, like I just said, we call it antecedents, behaviors, and consequences. We call it the ABCs. And look it, don't worry. I'm not turning Sundays into college. We did go into Mainline University, into school and stuff like that. But don't worry, that's not what I'm doing. What I'm trying to do is introduce you guys to something that I have been excited about to share with you guys. So you can understand, like, you know what? Now I'm starting to see exactly where he's coming from, what he's doing, and then, you feel me? Now I see why I can follow this, and I can kind of conclude in the beginning. And especially if you something like me, if you somebody like me, when I'm looking at something, I have to be able to have some type of conclusion in order for me to follow it all the way through, and just to kind of like see my theory of watching it, because this is the way that I keep myself entertained, especially through scrolling. But if I am going to be scrolling, I'm going to be looking at something, I want it to be worth my while. I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm tired. I'm 45 years old. So I can't just be just frivolously just scrolling and looking at things that are just pointless and college. I'm just sorry. So therefore, you feel me? If you are watching, you know what I'm saying, and you are tuned in, you know, with Reverend Dolce, then, you know, more than likely, you know what I'm saying, we've been very practical and technical, you know what I'm saying, about learning something that can be very conducive to us and that can encourage us and kind of shape us into a path where, number one, we're talking about systems. You know, number one, you know, we talk about systems that can develop you, develop into something that can, you know, work and be worth your while. So look it. Before I get into this, right, you know what I mean? I want you to understand. When I say the antecedents, behaviors, and consequences, ABC, you know, I'm talking about what happened before antecedents, you know? I'm talking about what did the person do? We're talking about the actual behavior. Talking about what happened afterward. What is the consequences? So here is where it gets very interesting, because we do this so too much. Say it like this. Oh, you know, my wife might say, can you take the trash out? That's the antecedent. Can you take the trash out? Then you suddenly become extremely interested in whatever is happening on television. Now that's the behavior in this right here, right? And then all of a sudden, she gets frustrated and takes the trash out herself. You see what just happened right there? Your wife, she asked you, hey, can you take the trash out? Antecedents. The behavior is, we're sitting there, we're engaged, we're in tune with something that we're maybe be hyper focused on in that moment, and then unknowingly a consequence take place. She get mad, she get frustrated, and she take the trash out herself. That's the consequence. My brother, check it out, man. You may have you may have just strained yourself, man, to understand sometimes we don't want them consequences. We do not want them consequences, so we ain't trying to make somebody mad. So sometimes we need to start analyzing what are some of the antecedents that are before, so that way we can kind of place ourselves as a deterrent of what some of the consequences potentially could be. Because what happened, you know what I'm saying, is task avoidance, you know what I'm saying? I want to be able to avoid some of these things, you know? And if that works enough times, think about it. Guess what you're more likely to do next time? Suddenly ESPN, you know, becomes very interesting. And when the trash bag gets full, think about it, what you just might do. So we gotta be very intentional of paying attention to some of our behaviors. And this is what like I said, man, I really want to speak with you guys, you know, about this, because I want you guys to be able to understand this. And not only that, especially because a lot of us, man, we got positions, we got responsibilities. And the people who are looking up to us in some of these positions, they're watching our behavior. They're watching our behavior and they want to know. You know, so behavior, you know, you gotta think about it. It communicates. It communicates. So here's something that I wish people understood a little bit more. Behavior, it communicates. So sometimes people, they don't have the words to tell you exactly what it is that they need in that moment. And we're talking, especially here, we're talking about children. You know, a child might not say, hey, I'm overwhelmed by the noise in this environment and would like to have some temporary access to a quieter location, but that's exactly what they want in that moment, right? No, they're 3 years old. They don't communicate like that. They might just say, because that's the way that they are communicating with some of their wants and some of their needs. And we are not able to deliberately discern in that moment. This is proper communication just through our relationship, just through how we interact, you know what I'm saying, being socially, in public, places with people, right? So we gotta understand that, in adults, even though, child may say, adults, we not always better. We just learn how to make our behaviors look more sophisticated. That's one thing that we did. You know what I'm saying? We just, kids, they throw themselves on the floor. Adults send 2-paragraph texts like, hey, you know what I'm saying? This is what it is, and this is how I feel, and all this type of stuff. When a kid just, you know what I'm saying? But we have to be able to think about these things. But, it ain't cool, either or, been in a situation where you cannot appropriately communicate your wants and your needs, and not having the proper identifiers there in place to help you assess the tools that you need to be able to communicate your wants and your needs. So you gotta look at, the behavior on the flip side. Some people, let's go here, right? Some people don't appreciate good people, literally. Let's go here until they're gone. Brother, listen. Sister, listen. You just created an indirect communication intervention on Facebook. Listen, on Facebook, live, out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? You just created a live indirect communication intervention on Facebook. But seriously, when we understand that behavior serves a purpose, we become slower to judge and quicker to listen and quicker to understand. And sometimes because of, I'm gonna be honest with you, because of scrolling and some of the things that's going on at such a rapid pace and at a rapid speed, sometimes we don't have the mental capacity to begin to slow some of our thinking down to where we can start processing things that's going to help us be, things that's going to be best for, I don't know why I just make something up real quick, but something that's going to be in our better judgment, better said. We don't have the mental capacity to do anything because things are happening at such a rapid pace, and we gotta understand, behavior is not the same thing as excusing behavior. We have to face some of these things straight on. It's important. I can't understand why something happened and still be able to teach a way to appropriately respond. It is important. Ignorance something that's taking place and more than likely is going to continue to take place, and you don't have the proper tools to be able to assess some of these things. Listen, stagnation. Now we're stagnated. Like I said, man, look it. We gonna get into this, I ain't got too much, you know what I'm saying, too much. But I want to share this with you guys. Like I said, I genuinely, really want to be able to share this with you guys. You know what I mean? So, let's use this for a topic, right? And while I'm at it, let's change that music, right? Let's change the music. Let's change the music, right? So let's think about this, right? In this moment, let's think about what are we getting from it? This is what's important. What are we getting from it, right? Here's where I'm bringing everybody into the conversation. Behavior generally continues because somehow it's working. Maybe you're getting attention. Maybe you're escaping something. Maybe you're getting access to something that it is that you really genuinely want. Or maybe the behavior itself, it just feels naturally reinforcing to you. Now, looking deaf at your own life. Why do you keep checking your phone? Think about this. Pay attention to this. Why do I keep checking my phone? Sometimes you checking your phone, you looking constantly, you keep looking at it and ain't nothing happening. Ain't nothing happening. But then again, here it is. You check Instagram. What happened? Now you close Instagram. Then what you do? You open Facebook. Then what you do? You close Facebook. Then you open Instagram again and you repeat the process, right? Now this whole process is beginning to become a little bit more habitual. Come on, y'all. So we have to think about this. Why are we doing this? What are we getting out of this? What new information were you expecting to get in them few seconds? This is what I'm saying, man. Time management, it is very important, y'all, no matter what it is that you're doing to your day. And listen, some of the things that we need to be working on is time to change. Some of the things that we've been doing, and we like, well, look at it. We continue to be doing this, and more than likely the outcome of the habitualness of my decisions is going to continue to allow this to be in my repertoire. And now I'm not really gaining anything from it, but a repetition cycle that I'm learning to find myself comfortable in. Come on, y'all. I'm trying to tell you something. I'm trying to tell you something, man. But look at it. Let's look at it like this, right? So when I talk about reinforcement, and I'm gonna say it in a way, to where I'm not really using ABA lingo, but I'm gonna use the word reinforcement. Is the word that we use highly in applied behavior, but it's something that becomes a little bit more substantial and satisfying to you. It becomes something that you look forward to. You want this thing. That's what I'm talking about when I say reinforcement. So this habitual way that you're starting to form in some of these habits that you're creating, looking for notifications and comments and videos and attention and novel information. This is behavior, y'all. We talking about behavior. Being able to identify our behaviors and why are we doing some of the things that we're doing and what are we getting out of it. Listen, this goes from, listen, I hate to go here, right? But I have to. Because I'm a naturalist and I'm a normal person. I like to do things as I feel it in that moment. But you start talking about, coming from Southeast San Diego and being able to see behavior. And what I want to look at this, I'm going to call it group contingencies. This is what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it group contingencies. What are we getting from being in certain groups? What is the contingent, the reinforced behavior that we're getting from some of these group contingencies that we apply ourselves to? Why am I entertaining some of these groups? What is the contingent that's been conducive and reinforcing some of the behavior that keeps me in it, especially if I'm trying to find out in the outcome, the outlook of it is not necessarily, it's not good for me. Why are we keep doing it? We got to pay attention to these things. You know, relationships, same thing, relationships. That's what I'm talking about. Group contingency, apply yourself in some of these relationships. Why am I even in some of these relationships? Why am I in some of these chats, some of these groups, some of these Facebook groups? Why? Especially, listen. And I'm big up on this, y'all. I'm so big up on this. If it's for entertainment, let it be for entertainment. Nothing wrong with what you choose, you know, because that could be reinforcement. Nothing is wrong with that. Especially if it's entertainment. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, it's like, nah, I'm just in there because it's just entertainment. It's like I like to do in my spare time. You know, I worked all week, you know what I'm saying? I did all of this throughout the day. I folded this, watched the car, everything that I should have did, worked the full shift and a lot of overtime. So now I just want to sit back and I want to come and I want to scan some of these groups. And then if it's for entertainment, it's nothing wrong with what you choose to place your mind on for entertainment. I'm big on this, y'all. I'm very big on and very neutral. I'm probably one of the most neutral people that you'll meet. You know what I'm saying? I'm being honest with you. When it comes to entertainment, I'm serious. But like I said, so we have to think about what keeps reinforcing the behavior that's getting in the way. Now we starting to get somewhere, right? Why are we procrastinating, right? But let's take you to this place right here, right? Because I'm serious. If there has to be something that's gonna ignite some change, I'm having faith that you can do it. I'm having faith that you can do it. And we're gonna have to ignite some faith. We're gonna have to channel some faith. And when I say faith, I mean exactly that, you know? Meaning that you're gonna have to look to something outside of self that's gonna be able to direct you in the path that's gonna create a better and a more positive outcome, right? So look at it from a Bible perspective real quick, right? So the Bible talks constantly about our actions producing outcomes, right? In Galatians 6 and 7, it tells us a man reaps what he sows. Come on, man. A man reaps what he sows, right? So when you think about this from a behavioral perspective, repeated actions producing patterns, right? Patterns producing outcomes, and you repetitiously practicing these things, and you continuously repeating these things. It works both ways. Practice patience. Patience becomes easier. Practice avoiding everything uncomfortable. Avoidance becomes a little bit easier. Practice getting up and doing what needs to be done, then discipline becomes a little easier. That's why I say, I die daily. You know, because it's gonna take something outside of me to where I'm gonna have to recognize something that can actually have me, embrace me, into a place where I'm like, okay, I know what it is that I need to do, what I have to do. Come on, y'all. Look at it from this perspective, right? Because yesterday's behavior does not automatically disappear because I woke up talking about Jesus today. You know, I still have a choice to make. Regardless of being all this, I still have a choice that I must make. Paul talks about in 1 Corinthians 9 about disciplining himself. Now that's powerful to me because listen, the Bible says, listen, hold on, I don't want to misquote this, but paraphrasing it is, if you don't humble thyself, the Lord will humble you. Oh my God. So this is why Paul, in 1 Corinthians 9, talk about this within itself. And, faith, it does not eliminate the behavior that you potentially just might do because you lack discipline. Faith, it gives me a reason to examine it and how I'm doing it, and if I'm practicing and I'm walking in faith, and I'm starting to understand scripturally and structurally how things work, and now I'm starting to see that there are the ABCs, the antecedents, the behavior, and the consequences of some of the behavior that I am exhibiting. I need to pay attention to some of these things, right? So I have to look at, what am I practicing? Right? I have to look at, what am I personally reinforcing? What kind of man, are my repeated behaviors creating? What am I starting to deeply instill within my pattern of thinking? We gotta think about these things, y'all. We have to be very intentional with it. Oh, I don't think y'all listening, man. I don't think y'all listening. Let me give you a pointer though. Like I said, since we taking this, from a faith-based standpoint, and I want to, like I said, I definitely always want to implement, because I am a faith-based person. I've been telling people, more than anything, and then just flat out, I love the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, maybe some of my behaviors don't display I love the Lord, but in private, in my mentalism, I love the Lord. You get what I'm trying to say? But Lord, show me what I keep doing that's helping create the life I'm asking you to change. Now that conversation might get uncomfortable. That way, Lord, show me areas that I need to change. Lord, begin to start showing me some of the decisions that I'm making that is contrary to the life that I genuinely, truly want to live. What is it? Am I going to the liquor store too much? Am I going to get that Philly too much? Am I chasing these women too much? I'm being honest. Lord, show me what it is that I'm doing. Am I running to that corner too much? Am I hanging around some of these groups that I don't need to be hanging around in too much? Lord, you show me what it is that's becoming the interferer, that's interfering with what I need to do in order that I might draw a little bit closer to the life that I want. I've seen it so many times and I watch it too many times, and I'm looking at this up close and personal right now. People will say, hey, I want this, I want to do this, but the application of what it is that they said that they genuinely, truly, really want is far from it. It's far from it. Your application for what you said, hey, I really want to do this. Hey, I want to have this life for me. This is what I want. I'm telling you, guilty. And I'm trying to tell people, look it, hey, don't wait till you about in your 40s to finally start getting this thing right. I'm serious. Because, and I'm going to share this with you guys. Because look it, something that you could have done when you was younger, doing it when you 40, it don't feel good when you 40, recognizing that you could have did it when you was younger. I'm telling you, I need you guys to understand this, man. Follow me along. So look, this is what we're gonna do, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get ready to close this thing out, you know what I mean? So if y'all tapped in, man, if y'all locked in with me, you know what I'm saying? If y'all following me, you know what I mean? Make sure that y'all definitely like, share, comment, you know what I'm saying? Subscribe, and follow me, you know what I'm saying? For more content, like I said, you know, I'm really gonna be speaking and talking a lot about behavior. And I've been praying, I've been asking the Lord, hey, what it is, you know what I'm saying? Because, hey, I'm not a preacher. I know I ain't a preacher. I know it. I love the Lord though, but I know that there are people who are blessed and anointed in that office. Amen. But I ain't a preacher. You know what I'm saying? But I love the Lord. I love the church. I love faith, you know what I'm saying, and things, you know, pertaining to that. But look it, right? So look it, this is what we gonna do, right? So here's my challenge for everybody watching. If you locked in with me, right? Look it, pick one behavior. Look it today, right? If you watch it, pick one behavior, not 17. Some of y'all make life-changing lists so long, it's almost impossible to do because now it's like, where do I start? Pick one behavior. Maybe it is scrolling too much. Maybe it is procrastinating, yelling, interrupting, avoiding difficult conversations, going to bed too late, not exercising. Whatever your one behavior that you choose, ask yourself 3 questions. What usually happens right before I do it? What exactly do I do? And what do I get or take away from it afterwards? That's your ABCs. What usually happens right before I do it? What exactly do I do? What do I get or get away from or afterwards? Don't judge yourself. Right now, this is something that we're taking, you know, in consideration to sit back and begin to develop some change of our behavior. And we're taking it one step, one leap, you know what I'm saying? And look at one step, one leap at a time. You know what I mean? Look at, and let me admit that I am saying we're talking about, you know what I mean, behavior, you know. I want you guys, you know what I'm saying, definitely, you know what I mean, to be able to understand, you know, this part of it right here, because this is where a lot of my behavioral conversation come from. You know what I'm saying? I hope you guys have been following me with the double RBT Tuesdays, you know what I'm saying? I am Reverend Dolce. And look it. I really want you guys to start understanding, you know what I mean, some of these concepts and some of these principles and some of these teachings and some of these learnings and, you know, some of these things that I'm actually sharing with you guys. So man, and you know, just hoping that you be like, you know what, let me think about this, man. Let me sit back, let me reflect, let me get back to the drawing board, let me revert. Yeah. And observe yourself, you know? And observe yourself. And dissect yourself. And correct yourself. You know what I'm saying? But once you identify the pattern, you can literally start changing the environment and teaching yourself a better response. You know, hold on, let me take this call real quick. Hello? Jesus Christ, what is that? Today? Oh, was somebody coming over or what? Okay. All right, I see you. Let me finish. I'm on this stream. I'm closing out. I'm in here cooking. So like, but yeah, okay. Let's get the charcoal and all that stuff, and then we get it going. All right. Love you, bye. All right, so, hey, sorry for the rude interruption. Rude, you know. Maybe I could have not picked up the phone right now, but that would have been a consequence. That'd have been a consequence behavior. You know what I'm saying? But look at, so, chat. Those of you guys who will be seeing this, whether it's now, whether it's today, whether it's live, whether it's recorded, whether it's shown through your screen through a reel, Finish this sentence for me. One behavior I want to become more aware of is, listen, let me repeat it, right? No matter where you see this at, look at. Finish this sentence right here. One behavior I want to become more aware of is, and you ain't gotta tell everybody your whole business. You can keep it personal and you can start working on that thing, personally, and start seeing that change begin to take place, all right? So look here. Please don't put your whole family dispute in the comments. We ain't talking about that type of stuff, y'all. We got 15 minutes, One behavior, that's it. Look at it. And here I want to go, with the Ghetto Gospel Sundays is to continue becoming where we're going to talk about real behavior, real relationship, real parenting, real kids, work, habits, motivation, reinforcement, communication, accountability, and yes, we are going to connect it back to faith because that's part of who I am. But we're going to make it where we're talking about behavior. It's understandable, it's explainable, it's comprehending. We're gonna break it down and dissect it to where anybody can understand it. We gonna laugh too. That's another thing. We gonna laugh. We're going to learn, and hopefully we're going to be able to leave you with something that's going to help you leave a little bit better than what you actually came in. Check it out, man. I am the Spirit Man walking. Make sure that you follow me, for the more I Die Daily Reels, the double RBT Tuesdays. Man, the guy talking to me crazy. And listen, and let me put this out there right now. So when some of y'all see me like, hey, but I see you in that Hellcat. I see you. Hey, Reverend Dolce. I see you in that Hellcat, dude. You be talking crazy. I be saying, hey, God talking to me crazy right now. Balance though. I want you guys to understand. One thing that the Lord has been working with me, man, Kenny Globe, been in the world, living in this world, but not been of this world. We got to start understanding, what true balance is. So, before you make a hypocritical, hypothesized judgment about the very character of who I am and desire to be and work on in mentalism daily. Sometimes my behavior might not show. When I'm pushing the gas and I'm in that Hellcat and I'm and I love the Lord too. And I love the Lord. Even in the Hellcat, when I'm doing the walk from the Hellcat, But like I said, that's balance. That's balance right there, man. So make sure that y'all definitely stay, definitely stay locked in. Make sure that you guys follow me for more content, And if you have not had the opportunity, man, type in, So that barcode right there, let me go ahead and put that barcode right there, That barcode right there should take you, to all of my social media, all of my social media right there. That barcode right there above me, And I'm gonna actually start using this line right here. I don't walk around with it too much, but look at live caller tap in 619-541-5049. Man, that is a number that is dedicated strictly to the stream. And I want you guys, to be able to be in contact with me, to where, we locked in, we keeping it cool, we keeping it fun, we keeping it in engagement, and we talking real behavior. And remember, don't just judge behavior. Ask. What is the behavior doing? Because once you understand the pattern, y'all, you have a much better chance of changing it. Make sure that you continue to upload, create, and earn. And make sure, that you definitely build with Mainline. Make sure that you build with Mainline, man. We're gonna start trying to get a little bit more tacked in, you know what I'm saying, with the school. But always, you know what I'm saying, spiritual fun in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Spiritual fun in the chat, man. Hey, look it, man. Hey, I am Reverend Dolce, man. Make sure that y'all definitely stay good, stay blessed. I'm gonna get up out of here, and we always gotta lead the thing with a well beloved. Where's it at? We said with me, bless the Lord. They already know, man. Y'all stay good, stay blessed. Reverend Dolce out.